Meret that Eitzer is the Maila Adin Kes. As if in the Mashal Eitzer is in Yonim Kumusim B'Chasumim, they're higher than Gilui. In Yonim which the Melech is not doesn't use them, is not megaled them. So Derech Zeh and the Nimshal Eitzer is in Yonim which are higher than in a Gilui. So in Zeh steht Eitzer of the Maila Adin Kes Lamata Adin Tachlis, and the Eitzer from the Maamar is going to be that the Pchina of the Maila Adin Kes, that's the Pchina Eitzer the Maila Adin Nimshal. So there it brings here in Vasba State, what's the Einim for the Maila Adin Kes? The Lashon Fidi Rebbe is that the Kshem Shein Yisrael Maila Amata Mata Bisbashas Gilei Adin Shirim is Braklal, and you can make an Einim Yisrael Maila Adin Kes. The Pchin of Helam Ha'ershu Helam Ha'acheren. So before that, in Vasba State, just the Nukud of B'Ktsar, the Nukud of Lamata Mata Adin Tachlis. The way the figure was based on this Maamar is, the Mata Adin Tachlis and Maila Adin Kes is not a pirut of in Vasba State Ein Sef of the Eir. It's not a pshat Eir Ein Sof. In Vasba State, the fact that the Eir is Ein Sof. And then that is side Maila Adin Kes and side Lamata Mata Adin Tachlis. So the Mata Mata Adin Tachlis and Maila Adin Kes, that expresses the bleak vul of the Eir. Nicht das Etaishta. Figure says Eir Ein Sof, the word Eir Ein Sof itself, does Halim bring to raise the Shvach and the Geidel Ili of the Eir. Why is the Eir Ein Sof? Because the Eir is Mein Amar. So Eir Mein Amar, that's the Ili Niflu B'Yesef. So the Mata Mata Adin Tachlis is an Ili Nisefes. It's not the pirut of the Vaslikt in the Vert Ein Sof, it's Ili Nisefes. That the Ein Sof, not only the Eir Guf is Ein Sof, but even in Elamis, even in Lamata Mata, also there, the Eir Ein Sof, the Ein Sof of the Eir is Meir and Mispashat. That even in a place, even in a Makom which is lower than the Dargas Eir, Dargas Eir Mitzadatzim is the Darga of Lifnetzim. There, the Einzige Zachvas Faran is the Makim. The fact that even when there's a Mitzvah Elamis, and the Eir is Mispashat, and Kamei Fan and Fied Rebbe says, where even even in the Elamis, there's an expression of the blikvul of the Eir. There's in Hagili of the Eir. Where do you see that? First of all, there's a yanim of blikvul and Elamis. That's the first thing is Mayrech about in Sif Yud. Which Sif is that? Sif Yud Beis. That there's a yanim of blikvul and Elamis. There's Sfiris in Ketz, and there is in yanim of blikvul and Sabbath. That's Nekuda number one. Nekuda number two is that so that's in and others in Sfiris in Ketz. There's not Silas in a blikvul. I don't know if you remember this. There's in all Elamis, in Elamis Bia, there's all that since the Makar is house is from the Eir, so the Ein Sof of the Eir is mispashit, and it's kumtarab in the Pulas Haisavas. There's this yanim of blik vol, which is neveh mitzad the Makar Mahava in Elamis. That's a chiddush neisef. Not only the Eir Guf is Ein Sof, but his Ein Sof is mispashit in Elamis. It's not chazak. The Fikir says that's that there's gilei lukus ad lamata mata adin tachas. Even in the lowest and the most nidrikste pletzer, a lukus is mer begilei b'chol makim. Not the bleak vol of a lukus. That's a mizach that even in a makim tachten b'yes, even where you have the chveis a yesh mitzias b'tachlis, even the clip of pare that he's not margish mitzat his mohos, mitzat his tchunes, he's not margish the makir li erev anias yisini. Even there, there's gilei b'amshalas lukus. Ata machayes kum, there's galus, there's a lukus expressions of a lukus is known, let's say, everywhere. That's mitzad the nukud of Ein Sof. The fact that even a makim, even a tachten, which mitzad his tchunes is a tachten, is not a keli to lukus, and still he's aware of the Eibishter. That's inside the bleak vol of the Eir. So the bleak vol of the Eir is not only that the Eir himself is bleak vol. Even in Eilamis, in a makim namach b'yeser, in a lower phase of mitzias, dart and echet is mispashit and is meir the Eir. So the inyan Ein Sof of the Eir is meir begilui. That's befin koli the pratam asaret frier. The Kudal Malamada Adin Kes is a different Indian. Kudal Malamada Adin Kes is that the Eir is almost Eir. That's the not the fact that the Eir is begili become Hakim, but the fact that the Eir is in a Eifin of his alms. Yeah, this common problem. That's one thing. Now, what's the hecher for that type should be here? So the Rebbe says because Eib is like I said before. If you say that Eir in Sof, if you say that Eir in Sof is that the Lamala and the Kesamat and Taras is the pirut of the blikvul of the Eir. Given Taishin Pashat. On one hand, you say Eir in Sof is mispashet and meir b'kol makim. It's a herzach the blikvul from the Eir even in Elamis. But either you're going to say Lamala the Ketz means a vifos a herzach the blikvul from the Eir in Vel. It still doesn't express the Ein Sof the way the Eir is Ein Sof. So herzach in Elamis, and there's expressions of Ein Sof in Elamis. A vifol Ein Sof herzach in Elamis kommt es nicht to the Ein Sof the way it is in the Eir Guf. And that's the pshat, the Mala and the Kes, that the Eir mitzad atzmei is shalei be'er higher than Elamis. But that's only if you quoted with the Fidig Rebbe Taish in the Hemsher, that Eir in Sof Gufe, a blink shenareis that the Eir is Mein Amar. So that versteht man that the Eir is Mein Amar, and Lamata Mata in Tachas means that even though there's a tzimtzum that the Elamis are shalei be'er higher lukus, aval became Lamata Mata in Tachas. So the etzem fact that Eir in Sof is beyond the whole musig of Elamis. Thus versteht man from the etzem Sachen man sagt Eir in Sof, because Eir Mein Amar. And if mein amar, say me the etzem is moved to Legani from Ilmas, the is moved to Legani of Ilmas. And that's the, and then the whole uft of Lamata Tintakos. That even the Elamis are Shalei Be'erich lower than the air, but given as far that the bleak vol of the air kommt nicht an an Elamis, cannot be expressed in Elamis, so Nachidish is Legel Lamata Tintakos. So versteht mich that the air, the Yachas of the earth, the Elamis is Yachas of Einarech. So was gibt es zu, and you say Lamai Adinkes. So the Fidik Rebbe says here that the Pshat Lamai Adinkes is that the air is Mis'ale and Ilui higher than the Ilui of Air Mitzadas. There is the Ilui of Air, that Air in Yon is Gili Amar. And then there is that the Air is Mis'ale to the Etzem, which is higher than the Gedr of Air. Which, that's, who's Zetman? We're in what mode is the Air Shaykh to the Etzem? Is the Air Mis'ale to the Etzem, which is higher than the Gedr Air Mitzadas? That's in the fact that the Air is Mis'ale. That's what we call the Nikudir. There das is clear. This is Nikudir we went through. Now the Shaila is, and Fidik Rebbe then there's another prat. The Lashon Fidik Rebbe's Maamar is, I'll just see the Lashon again, so we'll see the. It says, Kshem Shem Mata Mata Bispashas Vigila Adin Shiur, Misper Klal. In the Kmekin yourself the Maila Adin Ketz B'chinas Helam Ershub Helam Acher Helam. So the Kshem and the Kmekin is in two pratim really. The Kshem is the Rebbe teaches. Al derech like the Lamata is in of Hamshach Lamata. Al derech the Lamaila means the Halo Lamaila, that the air is Mis'ala in Etzem which is higher than Gili, which means the air is Mis'ala. That means that the air is also expresses. The air is not only in Yonim which are Begedra Gili. The air also expresses in Yonim which are beyond the Gedra Gili. We'll see the pratim of that Nekudah. That's the Ein Zach. And mit was farabchin means in which Inyan is the, where do you see that air itself is Lamaila Adin Ketz? Lamata Adin Tachlis is the Tnu of Ispashtus, the Tnu of Gili. That's the matter. Where is there the Tnu of Lamaila? In the fact that the air is in the Tnu of Helam. In the Pchinas Hais Amos, the fact that the air is a Pchinas Helam air, that's Neveh mitzad that the air is Mis'ala B'gila Acherid. Means the Helam stems from the fact that the air is Mis'ala, higher than the Gedr of air. The Indian of air mitzad Atzme in Yoni is Gili Amar, what nicht gekennt stehen behelm. Air mitzad Atzme has to be Begili. The fact that the air could be in a ifin of Helam to be Mis'alim, this almost air is Neveh mitzad Aliyas ha'air in that. Yeah, that's the what's the Lamaila that it gets in the B'chinas Helam air. The Helam air, she's Behelam Acher Helam, a double Helam. It means that not that the air is one. The regular Helam would mean is that he's higher than Elamis. Erleich nicht, weil sacrificing. Helam Acher Helam is that he's Mis'alim. He's Mis'alim. Not that he's by definition higher than Hergish and Elamis. The air is Mis'alim. Steht in der Tnu von des Almos. The fact that the air is in the Tnu of des Almos, that's in them besteht the Ili Acher Ili of the air. The Helam of the air is in them. The Helam is Neveh mitzad is it's not like two separate things. The fact that the air is Mis'alim is mitzad the fact that the air is expresses that. The air, the Tnu as I spashtus vagili sheba air. The fact that the air is bekoichet li spashet v'li galis l'b'chol makim, that expresses the Tmaila of air, the Maila of Gili. Mash'ink in the fact that the air is in a can sich Mis'alim sein. That's Neveh mitzad the fact that the air is Nis'ala to the Etzem Shalamaylam air. Means that the air in Yoni is not Gilui, in air is in Yoni, the Etzem Shalamaylam Gilui. See that one of that. It's just the touch of the words Helam Acherim V'ila Acherim. Now, this Pchinas Hedra air is a ice touch of the Ila Acherim. And what's versteht is that Helam doesn't mean in was for a Pchina is there air Mis'ala, in a Pchina which is higher than air, Hedra air and Hedra Gilui. That's the in was for a Pchina. Either air is Mis'ala, in was for a Pchina is there air Mis'ala. The Pchina which is Hedra air, Bitula air, and Bitula Gili. Hedra air, Hedra Gili. That's the uptouch of these. So there's one in Mitvas, in other words, in Mitvas, Verta Reis gebracht. The fact that the air is this in that the air is Mispashet and Misgala B'chol Mokim, that brings out the Ein Seif of the air. Is a Gili built in Mukbal. Mainly is Misgala Mispashet B'chol Mokim. The fact that the air is Mis'alim, this Almos air, that expresses an Inyan Atzmi which is higher than Gili. If air would just be Gili, but then she can't stay in Behelim. The fact that the air could be Behelim, could be Mis'alim, that means that the fact that the air is Mis'ale to the Etzem Shalamaylam Gili. So the Etzem is Mushlam air. There's one Inyan, was Verta Reis gebracht an air, that is that this Pchina the Etzem, which is Heder air, Shelul air, and there's another Ilui, the Pchina the Etzem, which is Shelul the Inyan Agili, beyond the Gedra Agili. They look at the touch from the. You'll see the That's the two pratim. There's two ifanim in Simsim, two ifanim in Esalmas, Beifin Kloli. In each pchina, there's kama v'kama pchinas. Aderech Yisrael Mata in the Tachlis, there's kama v'kama ifanim in this Pashtus Ein Sof. And there's the Malik is there's kama v'kama helamis. But the Chlolis, there's two ifanim of Helam. One ifan of Helam, which is Nevea Mitzad, the Etzem, which is Hedera Eir, higher than the Inin of Eir. And another pchina of Esalmas, which is Nevea from that pchina, the Etzem, that is Hedera Gilu. Mushla from Hedera Gilu. Das liegt in the... We're learning over here, just to see in the Lashon of the Maamar. If you look in the... It's not... Here, he says, just the Eisfer of the... After you say, Mizem move on. Just after you say, Teres Hashem, Ribei Alamis. We'll go back to Teres Hashem. Just the Mizem move on, Shula Mailo, Be'ili, Atin Ketz. Just K'mei She'erin Sof, Begila Lifnat, Erin Sof is Begila Lifnat Tzimtz, Hashem Malek Olam Tzitz. So they say, mitzad atzmai is gilui. Hine acharka hu atzmai mislabish behelem achar helem. This helem achar helem is ba'mitis inyin an ili achar ili. It says, for was vert, achenasa helem er. For was vert, mitzad was vert helem er, because of ili achar ili. Means the fact that there's this almos er, the helem er, that's not neveh mitzad in of yirid the ba'alma. That's because the air is mis'alin ili achar ili in the etzem. So ketitza mizeh vertus almoser. So this almoser is the expression of the fact that the air is mis'alin ili achar ili. So commission of fire. That's a tune of hell. Siddiqer azat. Shezeu inyan heder. What's zeu inyan? Does it uptouch heder er gam heder agili? What's the uptouch of here? What's the shezeu inyan? The fact that there's helema air is nevea mitzadvam is mis'alin amokim. Was is heder air? As if again sagen, es ist kein von Hedra Erbe Hedra Gile. It's the Erbe is Almos. There's the Erbe Gile and the Erbe is Almos. It's Helen. Where do you see the end of Hedra Erbe? What's the Hisafis Lashon Hedra Erbe Hedra Gile? You want to bring out two Ifanim in Helen. Maybe there's other ways of saying to it. What's the Lashon Hedra? Not the Taich Erbe and Gile. What's the Lashon Hedra? What's the feeling of Lashon Hedra Erbe Hedra Gile? Helema Erbe Helema Gile. Why do you call Tzimtzum or Helim a Lashon of Heder? What are we saying with that? Was will the Friediger mediverter? Hedra erbe hedra gil. The two ifanim and helem. Okay, that's the weiter is helem helem gil. But the lashon heder is not helem. Usually is not heder. Helem means they say when you get it in a tzimtzum derech silu. Lifnat tzimtzum the air is mer begili. Laachat tzimtzum is mis almos. It's not that it's vert eis. Heder means azach vert eis. It's behelem. It's not begili. What's nitaysa with the lush with the expression hedra erbe hedra gil? So there said the lush and hedra erbe is wants to bring out that the helem is connected to an ilu. It's not just the inyan of his almos as a herzach nicht er. The tunu of his almos is nevea because the erbe is mis'ale to the etzem, which in the etzem is hedra erbe hedra gil. It's when hecher from the inyan er. And there's two inyanim. There's hedra er and hedra gil, but there's two pratim. There's the fact that there's er and gilui, and then there is that it's not some inyan of his almos. That it's heder. Heder is neveh from this aspect in Helen. That's neveh mitzad the aliyah sayer, the iliyah in that. You heard the meaning? I'm saying in the attached from the Berta. That's the what the figure says will be iliyah acher iliyah the bchinas heder. So the bchinas heder is an uptouch for the word of iliyah. Huh?
And the recording of uses the lashon halam or halam.
We're in this part. Shezeu inyan.
No inyan. You're saying anything at the end of days.
Shezeu inyan. You have there's Allah from What I'm saying now, but again, lashon heder das ist nicht mein Name so. The Bier writes in Sefer Erechem. If I understood what he says correctly, as he schreibt, you don't have a Sefer Erechem, but as he schreibt there. Kobe touch. He says came masha from Bosi Legani Chafei. You don't have the.
It says heder afterwards.
Where do you see? Where is the?
It says heder beginning when he reads it first.
Let's see if I know. Yeah, but there's such a shalosh in the Maamar. Helem er helem agili. Okay, so that's the two ifanim. But where does it say after?
You say after heder. You said.
Who? Helem acher helem. Bizvan where do you see? Not the
Which page?
Oh, bis wann hier. Und danach tut sich an helem acher helem und a ile acher ile. Bis wann as es wird helem er. So the mit was wird helem er, mit ile acher ile. The fact is to know of helem means he's misale be ile acher ile. Bis wann mit ile acher ile wird helem er. wird weiter mit Weisen Asidik Ere Alatzad, oder noch ist Hedre. Stam, that's what the Etzem Sach that Hedre Ere is to bring out this word that is Mis'ale. You have to look at the Pratim, but I think that says in the that's the Einzach. Now the Etzem Inyan, what's Taka the Pshat that Azeh Bi Pashtas Advarim Tzimtzum means his Amos. Tzimtzum is an Inyan of Yerida. Lifnei at Tzimtzum the Erin stuff was Begili. And Acharat Tzimtzum there was this Amos Eir. Was had the turn that the Eir was Mis'ale. So even before anything, that's the Lashon Lefit the Rebbe brings in the Maamar, which the Rebbe doesn't quote here, is just look at Lashon B'cholos who Inyan at Tzimtzum Shchai Be'erin Safaruchu. It's Beifin Klali. The Rebbe is already mefaret Kama Inyanim in Tzimtzum. There's a Bashem Tev Kama Inyanim in Tzimtzum. But Beifin Klali the Tzimtzum Shchai Be'erin Safaruchu. But it's Vashet that Inyan at Tzimtzum his Amos Ha'er B'Skalos Batzmus Eizbar. So the Rebbe says in the Torah that the Inyan at Tzimtzum is not where you stand as is Amos. So it's Rebahalton. His Amos means that the Eir is an Eifin of B'Skalos Batzmus. Wie es anscheinend der Hezbollah. I'm saying there's one thing is that Tzimtzum Lafke Pshutte. There's obviously some gehalten that was Pashat Ziluk that the Eir is gefinzach nicht in Welt. That the Rebbe says Tzimtzum Lafke Pshutte means the Eir his Pashat Zilukos there was no Ziluk for it's not that there's that in Elam Hazor or in anywhere there's the Ziluk of the Eir. The Eir gefinzach b'chol makim. But he's not an Eifin of Gilui. He's in the same place, whatever the Gemara Chassidus are. The Etzem gefinzach umedum. And the etzem is everywhere, and the etzem is even what's the tzimtzum that anstatt then that the eir is mehr bepoil. This means a dogma al derech like Al-Terbi says the dogma in Kovetz al derech like someone learned the Masechta. So b'shas his meich is osik and limud of the Masechta. So he's thinking now his whole consciousness is moli with the limud of this Masechta. Then there is you need a copy.
Thank you.
Then there is that after he finishes learning the Masechta. So then what happens? It's Meich HaZekar. So Meich HaZekar means the Inyan is not the Inyan Vertish Farlon. The Inyan is an Eifin of Bekoyach and not an Eifin of Bepoil. B'shas is learning the Masech L'Poil, Tracht wegen dem L'Poil. So that's what in Eisias Machshavte was taking over his mind, his conscious mind is this limit of this Masech. Mash'inkin B'shas he's starting to learn something else. So what happens to the Masechta? The Nefesh still contains the entire Masechta. That's because the Mensch heard to flair and forgets wegen them. It doesn't have it anymore. The minute you start discussing with him, at the Gedenken Allah Prat, right? You'll be able to discuss everything. So everything that he learned is still Nimtza Benafshi. But it's Nimtza Na'ifin Abakayach. He's not Lepel Mamish thinking about it. It's Nimtza Me'ech HaZekar. What I'm saying is, so that's... No, what I'm saying is, when you say Tzimtzum, when you say Tzimtzum means Pashat Tziluk. If you're using the Mashal, Im Tzot Galern Ta Masechta, and now this Masechta was in his Mayach, and this is not a good. This is not it. As I'm saying, one Eifin is, let's say the way we understand it simply. You had the Masechta in your brain, and now it's not in your brain anymore. So there's the way they learn is, before the Tzimtzum, the air is a Mali Makam Acholo. The Tzimtzum was Tziluk, that the air is not a Mali Makam Acholo anymore. Where's the air? The air is in the Etzem. Now, since Lack of Shutti, I'm saying that the Etzem is everywhere. So the Alter says the air is Meskala Batzmusay, that's already Tzimtzum Lack of Shutti. When you say the word of Meskala air Batzmusay, the Etzem Lach Gefin Zachum Bedum. So it's not the Pshat that the air is mistalik from this market. But till now it was an Eifin of Gili V'Hergash, the Paila was Nirgash, and now it's not Nirgash. It's hidden within the Etzem. Meskala air Batzmusay. Saying Meskala air Batzmusay is, and that's also an Ili of there. The Etzem word that the taich of tzimtzum means is skal l'sa'er ba'atzmusay, not stamazay that the air was blocked, or the dover kaitz was it. That the air is a skal ba'atzmusay, and that's the taich of tzimtzum, I'll be pashtas advarim, without Rebbe taiches it. I'm mixing tzimtzum k'pshutte, but this is as I think of avarnish. You understand what I'm saying, tzimtzum k'pshutte, tzimtzum lav k'pshutte? If you look at it the way it is mitzad eir ha-shemesh, you have a shemesh, and the shemesh is, let's say the ananim are mafsik the shemesh. And let's say there would be no, the air wouldn't be mispashat l'poil. But the shemer still has the potential to be mispashet. The koichel is spashet. Let's say it wouldn't be. There's a room we put a mosach and the air is not mispashet in that room. But the shemer still has the ability to be mispashet. He's not mispashet lepoil, but he's muchan lispashet. But lepoil, that's a concept of sinsim. That means that the inyan is not mispashet lepoil. The makar contains the bekoyach of the inyan. But for every reason, it's not being mispashet lepoil. But there, by shemesh, it's mesuluk from this makar. When if you block this room, the pearl, the shemesh is not being mispasheted. In the nimshal, what if the shemesh should be everywhere? In the nimshal, the etzem is everywhere. So what's the pshat simsum? Hiskalus er batzmus then anstatt then that the air is materialized lepoil, it's mispashed lepoil. It's bekoach etzem lispashed. Let's say the espashed is an efen of bekoach, not an efen of bekoach. But that's not siluk, because siluk means that it's drawn away. The air is never drawn away because the etzem gefit zechum medum, and the etzem is beicholta lispashed. It's bekoach lispashed. Lepoil mamish, it's not mispashed lepoil. I'm saying that's. But Kaplan, what's the pashas the musik of tzimtzum? That there was a skalus ha'er ba'etzem. So that's already an ilu in there. The er mitzad atzmai, mitzad the etzem tunu of gilui. So then the vart is then there's the etzem. The etzem is higher than gilui, and then there's the fact there's this pashtas etzem. The fact that there could be a mitzias where the air is misalim, that brings out that the inyan ha'er is the blikvul of the etzem. It's not a mitzias v'fnei atzmai. The etzem, in fact, the scholars of Batzmus brings out an ilini sefes in the yichud of the air with the mother, which you wouldn't have that, which is not expressed mitzad the espashtos air. So this brings a dugma, just to bring this out more. This brings a dugma that the air hashemesh lamayla, the air hashemesh lamata, so the shemesh is muchrich laher. It's not shayach that he should contain his air within himself. It's muchrich laher. Why? Because the espashtos is not. The Indian espashtos is. It's not because the etzem is ein sof. So it's not his mind. The Eibush created the shemesh in a way that besides for the fact that he's a davar bahir, he also is a davar mispashet. It's not about his shleimus. The fact that he can be mispashet is not kol kulei his blikvo, his shleimus, his mind. Lechatchili is more from two inyanim. There's the fact that he's a lichtig gezach, and there's another aspect that he shines everywhere. So the fact that the er lemayla can stein in avek from the skala so that he can be kolol ba'etzem and not to be mispashet. So that brings out that the fact that the lukus is mispashet is not because it's not that there's kavayochel the etzem of a lukus, and then there's the fact that the Eibush is mispashet. Because the etzem is ein sof, the etzem is blikvo mitzad ma'lasei mitzad the shleimus, he's also mispashet. So it's his shleimus. So if he doesn't want it to be expressed, it's his inyan. It's not the pshat that there's an etzem, and then there's the etzem of a lukus, and there's also the spashas of lukus. Because the mitzad vash stamped in kudav espashas, because the fact that the etzem is shalim mitavas hashleimus, mitzad goydel ma'alasi, mitzad the fact that it is ein sof. So mitzad the fact that it is ein sof, nothing is could be menei about it. Can a shtein be espashas sechet? But then it's all his mile, his shleimus. So if his ratzon is that he shouldn't be mispashas, his mile should be contained within himself. Is there nicht? So the mile it's his inyan. It's not the fact. It's not that there's a mitzvah of his pashtus. It's pratim. That's not the. The elam is bekannt with such a inyan. So I'm saying the etzem inyan that simsum is connected to the fact that the air is miyuchid with the etzem and a higher reifin. That's state. But that's not heder air. That's what I want to bring out. What the Rebbe says here that. The Lashon that bisvanet, es wird helema bisvanet that is misal in the Indian of helema heder. The regular taish is miskal so batzmus. And says like I said before, that's takan ilu in there. I'll tell you what the Torah himself touches is that the fact that the air is an eifin of biskalus and bekoyach, that's an ilu in his sefesh in there. But it was bashtet ilu. Air in yani is gili amor. In Yani is there's the etzem, the etzem of a lukus, and then there's the fact that the etzem is mispashet. This ain't sub is mispashet bekomah. You can understand this is spashes in two ways. You can understand the spashes that the etzem it's two in Yani, so to speak. There's the etzem and there's the fact that he's mispashet, and then it's not up to him to as a zechishter and the spashtos. They can have another Indian that in vas bashtet the whole yichus of the spashtos is the shleimus of the etzem. It's miyuchad of the etzem, and that's expressed with the fact that the air is miskal b'amar. You have the mashal on the nefesh adam also. That Chassidus brings that the nefesh, the spashas v'guloya nefesh aberatz. This is kovesh rachma ba'avnei yechidei that Avraham Avinu didn't want that the midas rachmim shebelibe avnei should be nirgash. So he contained his regash within himself. In the nefesh, the guloya aberatz. What's the guloya aberatz? Not that there is an inagili, but what the inagili is a prat in the shleimus hanefesh. That's his ilu. That's his shleimus. So in Melech is all, but it's the inyan of the yichus of the gili is that it expresses his shleimus. Then it's all. Then it's totally bertzei. It's not muchach in the gili. But that's not heder air. That's not l'maylech holding in the air. That mikens cooking up an air also mitzias b'fnei, or that the air is miyuchid is bottle legamri loetz. The calling yonev of the air is to bring out the shtachol shleimus etz. But Inyani is air. Inyani is not to bring out the fact that the etzem is mushlal of it. Not to bring out the fact that the etzem is beyond the whole gather of it. Inyani is in an agili. But then, whose inyan is in an agili? Kol Inyani is the Mailas etzem. What the Rebbe is saying, Bezvanen, that the inyan of his amos, is that the air is Misal Bilacharili. Bezvanen, that it's Hedra air is, that in inyan at Simtsum is Nevea mitzad the fact that the Atzmos is not Muchach in the whole inyan of air. The whole Maila and Shleimus of air, Legabi him, it's not a Maila B'chol. Legabi him, the whole inyan of Maila Sa'er is a Rish Muchach in there. It's not that you don't have that in the Nefesh Lamosh. The Nefesh, the air is, there's the fact that the Giloy and Nefesh could be Kolo Ba'etzem, is because the whole yichus of the gili is the shleimus and nefesh, but the nefesh is tachas shleimus. What's b'shteit shleimus? That it can be begili. Means the inyan gili is mashlim the nefesh, and then b'shteit tachas the mailas and nefesh. L'mayla, you say mitzad atzmos, he's not mucher the whole inyan gili. You hold the shalayla. The ganze inyan gili is ishke mayla l'gabia. That whole inyan doesn't. He's not mucher that inyan. The musik, the amitis ha'atzmos is mushlo from any iluyim v'mailis. It's not muchach in any mailis. And it's that v'chlanish zayin the inyan. And the inyan at Tzimtzum is not, the das of the event siluk ha'er, siluk ha'er alagad al-atzad, is not only, that's not, what was expressed with the fact that siluk ha'er alagad al-atzad, that atzmos is not muchach in the whole inyan of Gili. And that is common inyan Gili. The etzem himself is beyond the whole inyan. That's the head of it. That's Shinadavar Neisef. You heard the minion. When he says in some above that you were saying yesterday, he says in some above about Adam Kiyakriv that in Tzimtzum was nisgaled in of Yichol Teshaleilah. That's not the regular part of the Skalos Erba Etzem. You know what I'm saying? There's in at Tzimtzum is Silik Eir Agad Al Atzad. So what's misbata through Tzimtzum? That there's that the etzem is not much the whole inyan Agili. And that's the inyan Neisef. You heard the meaning of Befen Klali. This is ein Zach. I'll give you a fart more, but I just want to bring out the first the pratim. So that's in of Heder Eir. Heder Eir is that there is that Tzimtzum. The fact that it's in of Silik Eir Agad Al Atzad. That's nevea mitzad the fact that's the fact that the Eir could be in Ha'ifin. Bittul Eir legamri Silik Eir Al Atzad and ganzen is of sich b'chlal nicht herren alukos. That's what was expressed in the Tzimtzum, that the etzem does not need gilui. Not that the inyan ha'er is bottled in. Not the inyan is silik eir agad al atzad. She'ilu there's no eir. Not the hergish is that the eir is in a higher state. The eir is in a eifin that is bottled to him. The ganze inyan ha'er darfinish. That's a deeper hell. The whole inyan ha'er is not mukhra. That's in the inyan Tzimtzum. Not just that the eir is in a eifin of bekeach, or the eir is in a eifin of eskalas. Silik eir agad al atzad is the whole inyan ha'er is not mukhra. That inyan was expressed through the inyan Tzimtzum. The yichol teshaleilah, the fact that mitzad the milas mitzad the amitis ha'ilim of the etzem, the whole inyan hagili is ishkim ma'ida l'gavia, and he's beyond it. That's already a ilinayis. That's hedre. That's a einza. And then I'm saying das state of sidus that in the inyan Tzimtzum is the fact that the air is an eifin of Tzimtzum that expresses this the kudah that the yichol teshaleilah.
Why are you attributing that to the earth?
So that's I'm saying the hechrich. I don't know if it's at the Avan of Tzimtzum itself. There is biyurim. I don't remember what it says before. And some of state say that in that Tzimtzum, the Tzimtzum shchayei ba'er is not just a scholars of something else. It's not another union. That's you're saying what's the raya is a whatever, because there's different inyanim that Tzimtzum affected the air. I'm saying if the air mitzvah that's minyani is gilui. This is nicht legally done, but if it's Tzimtzum mitzvah that's minyani is gilui, if air mitzvah that's minyani is gilui, and Tzimtzum is the mitzvah etzem is nicht muchach air, but not that inyani of air is tzari bringing yanim inyan something to do with air. It's not that there's the inyan of yichele shaleilah higher in the air, which was expressed through Tzimtzum. Stamaz is certain zgalik var a hecher inyan, so then the Tzimtzum wouldn't have affected the air. Mitzvah is la'asad lavi, as they're beginning some above. La'asad lavi, through the Tzimtzum and through Aveda will be mamshach the air and such lifnei Tzimtzum involved. That's the ve'am. It's the fact that through the Tzimtzum the air itself is misal. So in zgalik var in their air that in Yoni is not just in Agili. In Yoni is that the etzem kameshu and also that aspect in the etzem that's and I'm a davsach nishtem b'chol. It's not a The kavanah is that in should be nizgala. The fact that in should be nizgala, that's because it also is that in it also comes express itself through air. This problem, that's the rayas of them, so to speak. And it's not said in the signal the way he says in some above, he says it once he explains that the air is mushish in the dark of Yechilas. So the Meili says the fiza, the inyan tzimtzum, is an expression of the Yechilish leilor. It doesn't work for care. It doesn't say that because tzimtzum is a zaheche inyan, is a raya that the air, he starts up by saying that air in Sof is mushish in the dark of Yechilas. And Yechilas is also Yechilish leilor. And the Meili, and that's expressed. The Meili hat a different avana in inyan tzimtzum. That's the way he said. But the pearl, there's different in Yonim, but Chassidus is var legabe air, which is neveh from the fact that the tzimtzum is not stamas yonacha inyan. That the air by mitas in Yonei doesn't only contain the inyan agili. He also is connected to the fact he also steht in a bittul muchlet to the etzem which is higher than gili. The air is this header is a bittul air. That's the air is misalet to a darga of bittul air legani to the etzem which is beyond which is higher than the inyan agili, higher than the inyan air. It attaches up to hechlich. I'm saying that's the whatever this kama pratim medaber. There's this etzem vert that if the whole inyan tzimtzum is called air ba'atzmos. There's mitzat tzimtzum there's a tunu of tzimtzum guf, a tunu of helim, which they're not just the tunu of is almost. But this is pratim. This is you versteht was man redt, or I'm mit gelernt. I don't know what to even fire at more of pratis and what. Good, that's when it gets ahead there. Well, maybe we'll go through some pratim later better, but first the cheshm b'shteita. That's when you get ahead there. What's heder agilui? What's the code of heder agilui? So I think this word is a bit anders. Rebbe redt zwei Fana von Helim. Was man redt. There's one Indian in Helim. Like Chassidus mevar always that there's two inyanim, two poolis of the tzimtzum. There is, like the Chassidus brings the mashal of the Rav Talmud, that there's two chalokim, so to speak, in the Seichel Rav. You have a Rav Talmud just bein the Riech Zalazar. So you have Sichli Atzmi Shal Rav, is Shalei Berech to the Talmud, which that Seichel is Bechlal, the Talmud's not no Shaychis. The Nimshah, you have the Eira Blikvo, Elam is Hargvo. Then there's the fact, there's the Eira Blikvo in Holocaust, the Eira itself. That's Bechlal not Shaykh for the Elam Steve Mekal. And that's Tzilik Eira Godel Al Atzad, that the Sichli Atzmi of the Rav, he stops thinking about it, he stops being focused on it. That's his Alam Legani. That's Bechlal and Nimshach to the Mekal. Then there's the in the Seichel Rav, there's Nichel, the Seichel HaShaykh HaTalmud. There's the Eira Gvo. Lifnat Tzimtzum, Kol in the Eira Blikvo, there's the Eira Gvo, which is Shaykh to the Mekal. And that Eira is Nimshach in Vel, but it's Nimshach in Eifin of Yeridah. That air is not nimshach kameshu. It goes through yiride v'shini v'tzimtzim, but that air is not nistalik legami that it's v'chana meir in vel. It's meir in vel, but in a mitzumtzim dekaif. In a isamas dekaif. So there's two efanim in helim. There's one efan of helim as a herzach b'chlanish there. Siluk air. Siluk to the extent of bittul, not stand that is biskalos, but is b'chinas bittul v'heder. V'erdes batel the meaning. There's not meret legabi the hamshach of erak vol. In Eilam, the Eira Kav, let's say, the Amshach of the Eira Shaykh Eilam, which is Nimshach and Velt, the Tzimtzum was pale in that air too. The Eira Kav, there's the Sheresh of Eira Kav lifting that Tzimtzum, and the Tzimtzum was pale that the air shouldn't come in a Eif in the way it is inside the Rav, but it should come by Eif mit Tzimtzum. The Kame v'Kame in Yonim in the Tzimtzum Chassidus in the Bar. So that, in Bas Bashit to pull us at Tzimtzum, that the air is Nimshach and is pale in Velt, but it's not Nimshach in a way that it's bleak vol, its Teikef is Meir Begoli. It's Nimshach in a way that its Teikef is Bis Almas. That's a whole different Eifin of Ela. Yeah, I don't want to go into the Mishal, but the Mashal, the Rebbe brings us in the Maamar of Anocha, that this man should be the Shaykh Kaim, there was Re'iyah in Holocaust. And there was also Asag in Holocaust. But Shasta Yid has Re'iyah Holocaust, Re'iyah, Kol Tzchurcha, so Asag is also in a different Eifin Legani. Asag is totally different. It's not only you see it, but Asag was the same as now. Shasta Yid Zet Holocaust, Asag will be totally different. Bisman Hazeh, Re'iyah, we don't have altogether. We don't have Re'iyah. Hasaga Hotman yet, but Hasaga we have in a Shalei Be'erach lower than Havana Hasaga, the way it was the Zana Bayis. There's two Ifanim in Tzimtzum. One Ifan in Tzimtzum is that the Indian of Re'iyah Bechlal is not present as Manazah. It's Bis Amos Lazanah. That's the one Ifan. So Chanishta. Adab Shat, it's Sidon, and we have Re'iyah in a lower Ifan. Bis Manazah, we don't have Re'iyah Salakus. Ein Anu Yechidim Liris. We don't have Re'iyah. Hasaga Hotman yet. So we have that, but that we have Hasaga in a much more Mitzum Siddiqah Ifan. Shalei Be'erach lower than the Hasaga the way it was, not Shabbat with the Sheikh. So the Eira Blikvul, the Eira Shalom Ma'ile Meshaychus La'ilam is that's Bechlal and Nimshach Velt. That's Bis Almus. That's Tzilik Eira Gadol Atzad. Then there is Lifnat and Simsim Kolo the Eir Hashayach La'ilam, the Eira Gvul. That Eir is Yem Meir Neil, but it's Meir Beif Mitzumtzum. So two different types of helim. There's one efen of helim, bittul in air. Silik er gadalot. Kilo is in shtader in air. Mizhecher von den mit darfisch in air. That's the gadalot the true of tzimtzum der chsidul. That the atmos is not muchrich in the whole in air. And then there's another inyan that even where the air is yem meir, where kommt on an efen of his almas. And that's neveam. It's at the bittul of the gather agil. In other words, if you say, if the this is a little bit of a different touch. If you say that the is kama pratim in this word of the second, the ilui, so we're saying there's one inyan that the fact that the whatever is learning here, helim is not just, it's not a degradation. Inside the helim is a nidrik inyan. Helim is neveim. It's the fact that the is mis'ale to a higher inyan than That's the zakman. So the inyan of helim legamri silik gadalatzad, that's mitzad, that in is nirgash, the is mis'ale, he's misbata, let's say, to the etzem shalamayla legamri migedere, to yichele shalayla. So that is bata b'chal the whole inyan agil. Then there is the whole inyan not hedra Then there is not hedra the is nimshach meir. Kav is meir v'nimshach vel. But it's not nimshach mispashit. K'meishuhu means the bleak flow of the the pshitus of the is not meir begoli. The tachlis habitul of the that as enid nomad doesn't nicht mehr begoli. His meir naefen of his arms. But etzem in the is faran. But what's that's the way it's misbattled in agilui. What does it mean in agilui? If in yani would be gilui, means his mitzias is gilui hamoker. Let's say there's a mitzias which in yani is etzem, which does not have to be expressed. Let's say does not have to be felt, does not have to be morgish. And then there's a mitzias which in yani is gilui. In yani is that he's morgish begoli. If the yani of would be gilui that he's morgish begoli, so if we can understand in a veg that his inyan is not morgish, how could he be present in a even that his yani is not morgish? Because every single mitzias has what its teichen is, and in what way is he present. You say seichel is mefashtei asvar. A svara can't be in your mind. The way a svara clicks with a person is by understanding it. A svara can be in a person's heart, or it can be in a person's. And what's bashtei that a svara is present is that it's understood. So there's the Indian atzmi. In atzmi, his presence is not bound to the properties of hergish, of gilui. And that he doesn't need that there should be nergash in the makom where he is. His being is with the fact that he's there. Doesn't need to have any external expressions to his presence there. So that's etzem. Masheikin gilui. The gdarim of Hamitzias of gilui is that he's meir for nergash. That is murgash. So if the in yani would be Elakus comes in the gdarim of gilui, in the property of gilui, so if in this makim, in this mode, his pshitis or his mahos can't be expressed begoli, so then he can't be there. Then it's a stira to him. You say a person, you have a seichel, a maya, cannot understand the svara, but the svara is there anyway. It's got the shazazah. Svara, this involves state that the svara gefindt sich nicht besser Platz, that is understood. Not understood. It is a Doragash gefindt technically in a place. Every single thing has, according to Behesen, to what the mahus is, how he's present in a certain place. You say the Meir doesn't understand, but the Seichel is there. Here was if it early in Yani was Elokus to be comes in the of Gilui, so we can sign as a Herzach nicht the medium. He's behelen and he's there. How does that work together? Because that's the fact that the air is not in Yani is not Gilui. It's nisgal in air is nisale that in Yani is not Gilui. In Yani is that the etzem should be made. The etzem is also chem. That's bittul agili, not bittul in air. It's two different in Yani. No, I'm saying there. I'm saying in some above there. I'm saying wait. It seems like that. In some above there, he says that the air, the siluk, the union of siluk is mitzad the fact that the air is bottle is mitzad the chedesh shalei lahair. That atzmas is b'chlana muchrach from the union air. That's bittul air in the lashon of air, and the fact that the air comes b'gvul, that's mitzad the union of a chibur, whatever it doesn't say. But that's let's say teferes anelim amol state. That's the fact that there can be ba'akbala. That's it's not only a chedesh shalei. I don't remember the lashon that it says there, but it's let's say a chibur of the shalahar with shalei lahair. But I'm saying here, this word, the bittul of inyan agilu. What's the heder agilu? So I'm saying, could we hear the taikshi is not a different word. Here, it's But what's in Yoni of Er? In Yoni of Er is not the Makar, the way the Makar comes in the Eifin of Gilui. In Yoni, the Amitis in Er is that the Etzem Kameshahu should be mispat, should be nirga, should be felt. Not Gilui. The Etzem which is beyond Gilui should be made. You understand the meaning? Let's say in a Pashto Eifin, you have the way, how do we understand the Pashas, the Muslim of Er? You have the Etzem, the Indian Etzem, and you have its expression, the fact that it's Begilui. Shefa is that it's begilui mitzumtzum according to the Mekabel. Ein is that etzem kameshu is mispash. But what's ein? Lepoil, there's the ein is a different mode than the etzem. The etzem is mitzias is a mode of higher than gilui, and ein in yana is the echos of the etzem, the way it comes in the property of gilui. So then, if ein was the etzem, the way it comes in the property of gilui, so it's the gilui etzem kameshu. Means we're not modifying the etzem kameshu adash state the gilui. But it's begili, not the way it is in the Eifin of Etzem. Etzem is beyond being expressed in expression. It's Ashaikin Eid is the way it comes in a felt way, let's say, in an expressed way. So Eid is not Elikus, the way Elikus is bad, say, higher than expression. The way Elikus comes in expression. Expression has different akbalas. When you speak about Gili has certain properties. One of the Gdarim of Gili is that if it's not expressed, if it's not murgish, it isn't a shta. That the air could come on Eifin of his almas. Means the air is present even in a mode which is not his mahos. Openly, the insaf herzach nicht, let's say, after became who atzme is mislavish in such a allein steht dort was a herzach nicht begili insaf. Because in Yoni of air is not gili. In Yoni of air is that the etzem kameshahu should be nergash. So he's not limited to the properties of Gilui. Look, Avada Eir is the Eir is that the Etzem which is beyond the property of Gilui. He's not limited. Er ken zacher. You understand what I'm saying? Not that he could also come within the properties of Gilui. This the Elokus which is the Etzem Elokus which is Ein Sof Betachlis is not limited to be Dafkana Eifin of higher than Mitzis and Eifin of Etzem. He could also be felt. He could also be made. So it's the Etzem. It's not another Yidin. It's not higher. It's a different Indian. There's a Mylin header. There's a certain Ilu which is brought in the book. Yeah, but I'm saying whatever says I feel with the air is Yefaran. But Nimsa Shledi Gili. I'm saying that in the Maamar that's a I'm just saying that's the Lashon header Gili is can say there as a teach.
That's when you
In Pigimum. In Pigimum.
Saying over here, it's a studio. The
Rebbe is mechalik into.
Saying together.
Yeah. I'm saying the Rebbe teaches the race. I feel with the air is Yefaran. I'm saying each one of these inyanim, the pearls inyanim chassidus. I'm just saying what we're trying to teach is what the Rebbe is saying here. The guf hadvar and I'm verstehen. Yeah, I'm verstehen what's the pshat, what's the pshat that there's tzimtzum derech siluk, wird der Reis gebracht, yechedes etzem shaloy. There's in Gil, there's in air, there's the Indian that the etzem is beyond the musig of air. That's one Indian. Not only beyond the musig of gilui, beyond the musig of air. Air means the etzem is being expressed. He's open. Not that he comes without going into how do you define this openness? Is he limited to the gdarim of gilui? Is he not limited to the gdarim of gilui? The second Indian, but he's expressed. Yechedes lahara means he doesn't need expression. There's him. He doesn't need the whole concept that he has to be expressed, and that expression is a virtue like him doesn't exist. You say, that's a pella b'fnei atzma. The etzem is ein sof. Azay kaviyachol b'teva dvar what gedar v'zagen. There is something which is ein sof by nature with what is expressed in the kodesh ein sof. That he's no limits, and he's expressed and he's open. And Avdem Zak the atzma is beyond any concept of ein sof. So the Emalin, doesn't need any inyanim of Ilya Mailis. That's the Chiddush Leilahir. Then we're saying something else. Then there is the Musig of Er. There's the Chiddush Leilahir. But in that itself, you can understand two ways the Inyan Er. You can understand the Inyan Er that it's the Etzem, the way it comes to the properties of Gili. Or the Inyan Er is there's the Etzem which is beyond any properties. But since he's beyond any properties, he could be expressed too. Where is it brought out that the Inyan Er is? That the Etzem is beyond any form. Could it be expressed too? That's in the fact that the air doesn't function according to the limitations of the Gedr of Gilui. That's the bittul in Gilui. It's like ein touch. It can sein etliche touch in there. I'm just saying one.
Why are you saying the land gets higher?
It's a different Indian. I'm saying there's different Indians. The Rebbe says that it's a higher Indian here. It's a higher Indian. And also in the Maamar of you see different Maamar. In the Maamar of some does I don't think it's Bedayim, but the Maamar of Kovetz and Resources also speaks of there that there's the Indian Hagili and there's the Shalom Savshas Kelim. What the Rebbe says, Bittul Indian Oir also says I'm insert. Yeah, what's the lashon over there? I didn't look now. I forgot cooking there. But you get the concept, yeah. But what's the important Teres of Hashem Tiv? This we have the Teres of Hashem Tiv the way it is been Kere. Just so it's not Hashem Tiv the Pa. You have the technical thing that he speaks about Ribi Halamas. In fact, it's Ribi Halamas that you have in. Sag noch einmal, the Prat is am verstehen jeder eine von den Jahren, was wird der Stelle hören, but that's nicht das Retter da. We're trying to figure out first the Cheshvan Apshatir and then saying was steht. But so you're saying what was there from Onkel was there after the inner that so the attention was brought when they get to the second Efen of Helen. Not the inner of Helen of Siluk Legamri, but the inner of Helen that the air is pale and he's mislabish means he's pale in a Efen of he doesn't have to express himself. He could function not in a way that his ain't stuff is mispash. You see, a regular case, dvar seichos mislabish and asis, it's no stiris over here because the emika seichot taka bleibt techer, and what's in the nirgash and the asis taka chelik mitzumtzum. Here he says, hu atzmai is mislabish and a lubush abalef. Means he himself comes in a form of his almas. So that's because he's not limited to the properties of Gilui. If Inyani, like I said before, if Inyani would be Gilui, then he's mugder to the gather of Gilui. Can stein in a veg who's a herzach zainin. But the Baal Shem Tov is brought not when you get the tzimtzum derech silu. The Baal Shem Tov is brought when you get to this nekuda of tzimtzum that the air is mislavish in the eifin of hell, to the second eifin of tzimtzum, to the tzimtzum of heder Gilui that vu der air is yefaran is not an eifin of Gilui. That Indian he brings the Baal Shem Tov. So I'm saying first of all that the Friedrich Rebbe the Hemshech says that Helim is connected to the Ili Ha'erba Etzim. But he says, B'chlolos in Yani, in Tzimtzum, which is the Skaldas Batzmusi. He doesn't touch up the other Ifanim in Tzimtzum. So, the Rebbe brings the Baal Shem Tov. So, the Shal is, I'm a Revil Lach Reden, as there's a Ribi Halamis. L'chor, it's saying, the Rebbe is a tiny, the Tzimtzum Ak from Kabbalah before. There's Tzimtzum Ak, this type of Tzimtzum Yeref, Tzimtzum Atzumim. I'm saying, was verdient man von der Arizal? Was verdient man von der Baal Shem Tov? The in fact that there's a Ribi Tzimtzumim until there's a Havas Elam Hazeh. I'm saying that's the Chiddush of the Baal Shem Tov. So the Chiddush of the Baal Shem Tov is that, I'm saying the way the Rebbe brings it is not, that's the fact that in order to be Savas Elam you have to have Siluk, you have to have Tzimtzum, that's Vesut, that's nicht, that's Ufta. The Ufta over here is that the Eid is mislabish. The Eid is mislabish in Eifin of Hell. The Hu Atzma, the Rebbe's Lashon is that Hu Atzma is mislabish in the Eis Aleph. Then it could as a chiddush. I'm saying you have one Eifin of Tzimtzum as a herzachnish, he's misalim. You have another Eifin of Tzimtzum that the Elgin is misamtzim l'fi'erach l'levush. But then what do you have in the levush? The Elgin, the way is l'fi'erach l'levush. The Elgin kameshuhu should be in an Eifin of Helen that you don't have. Because if a herzachnish, so that pchin of him, which is not l'fi'erach l'levush, is nishtar. Here we're saying that the Eir is Ein Sof, and via is Ein Sof is there mislabish in the Eifin of Helen. Means the Ein Sof could be present without its Ein Sof being expressed openly. That's because the Eir is not mugdar and Gilui. But that's the word that everyone wants to be from the Baal Shem Tov. So regular musik at the Ribi Tzimtzumim bringt the Shareis der Word. Shaz Vu the Baal Shem Tov Zaktis, that was the prompt. Vu Zaktis das Lepoil. But I'm saying, but Shaz the Rebbe in the Lashon, where do we have the Lashon? The Lashon there steht. Was the Lashon there steht? You see he says, Mitten das und wie sagt nach Helen bis in Kids. So the Gabi the Helen Machal is Ribi Helamas. That's this prat. So das wird das was stimmt, is noch das lesen sind es alle mit slabisch geworden. Where is in the Lashon who atzme? Sind es alle mit slabisch geworden in is alef. Und so jetzt beschaffen ist Zivis. Er sagt, das ist davon verstehen, das lange hier inzwischen. Tut sich an. What did I say? That's not in the that who atzvim mislavish. No, who atzvim mislavish. That's in the lashon over here. I don't see this lashon who atzvim mislavish. The first that's normal as VR in substitute begriffen sind is they're not tut sich an. What's the one? This word VR in substitute symptom. So this inin is noch mislavish. That's the Taich of here. But das liegt in Teres of Hashem Tiv.
Page 78.
Yeah. 78. No, 78 is earlier. Which good is there? 78? Huh? Anyway, what do you see in 78? But he says that when he gets Teres Hashem Tiv? No, that's him thinking, but not Legabe Teres Hashem Tiv. Yeah, but Kaplan, but this Nekudi do have Teres Hashem. I was saying yesterday that Azayd in that Tzimtzum Stam Azayd Tzimtzum Atzum V'Shtei Tchveis there's Parsa, so all you say the mashal of like this Brad and Kabbalah, this is the shyness of Tzimtzumim. The Tzimtzum is not that the is mislabish in the mode of Tzimtzum, in the mode of Isalmus. They have a Tzimtzum which blocks the Nivra from being Margish there. However way we understand it, what I'm saying, but it's not that the is misalim. The in Saf is mislabish in such a levush. He doesn't come in a form of hell. Mislabish, the lashon of the Mislabish says, "Eishes let's say none of is hell," and the is mislabish in such a levush. Means the Baal Shem Tov says they're not that the Eibush created the world with Asius or created the world with the blockage of Asius. And it's the Rechnuyusi is Baruch is malubish in Asius. That steht there in Mefurish. So what shall Rechnuyusi is malubish in Asius? That the comes in a form of his almas, comes in a form of his lapshus. Without going into now if it's the etzim kameshuhu, if the is of kameshuhu, but the etzim fact, the could work in a eifin of his almas. That's the chol hachidish. Because if in Yonah it is gilui.
Why doesn't that mean the same thing?
Kav echad kotzer. Okay, so what kav echad kotzer means, whatever. Kav echad kotzer is nicht so pasha with this name. That it means that the is in a eifin of gvul is also not so pasha. I'm saying kav echad kotzer doesn't necessarily mean that the is little. But here also with the tnu of his alms, not just that the is seher sich nicht den ganzen. In the tnu of his alms is also a way that the expresses himself. The could be expressed through gilui, one eifin of the expressed himself. Then there's another way the is expressed himself, that he comes in eifin of levush. The could be mislavish. The same you say, in what way could the Tvar Seichel be nisgad? Through Chveis and Nigin, or through Asis. There's two ways the could be nirgash by the Mekabel. Other aspects mispashet zayin zecher begali insaf, or he could come with a mask. And so that's another way that he expresses himself. Kav Kotzer is that you say not that the comes in a way, he comes in a eifin of his almas, not that the tnu of his almas stems from him. There's something which is blocking the entire from being nisgal. Or one of the ways that the could be express himself is through the tnu of his almas. Yeah, but that's a different. The Rebbe is saying here in the Hemshel, the gets is that the fact that the eid is be'ilu acher ilu, the eid is mis'al, and through the eid is connected to the etzem shelamayla megilui mitvas vertes nisgal in it. This tnuah that the eid is not only gilui hamaker, not only the tnuah of gilui v'espashtus, but the eid also expresses the etzem which is higher than gilui. Mitvas vertes aris dvar. With where do we see this tnuah that the eid is lamayla from the inner? In the fact that the eid could be pale, or the eid could function in a behalten eifin. Nicht as sich nicht hören in ganzen. Not that you could only hear a little bit of him. The fact that he could function in a way of hiding, in a way of his almas. So that you have Teres Hashem that the air is mislabish through Eis Aleph. The air comes in the eifin of his almas. As the Kapkotzer meant, melost nicht das ganze Sache Rezag. Not that lechatchila air kommt in weg from his almas. He comes in the way of melubash in the helen. Is a good actor, let's say. So there's two ways of functioning. Or a person could be what he is, or he's able to play someone else. So it's not that an actor is not the pshat that he's milam on himself. It's not. In them besteht the Indian, as that he's able to act out someone else. In them besteht the chush over here. It's not the pshat that the kav kotzim mitzvim is the air is ein sof. There's something which just blocks the ein sof. Heltzach nicht the ganze air. It's not the pshat that I'm constraining myself. I could function in a way of playing someone else. The air could function in a way of his almas. That's you see in the Mashal Hashem that the air is mislabish in Asis. The Rechniyusei is mislabish, comes in a levush of Aleph, comes in a levush of Beis, and Behelam Acharad. So that's for the air. That's a vada word in air. Das kannst du sagen, that's nicht in that's the air kommt in a Zamas Shotef. That's a certain seer of Eifen Ashpa of the air, and that's neveh mitzad the fact that the air is misale. That's neveh mitzad the Ilya air. Mitzad the Ilya air that in Yoni is the etzem. Shalamayla migilui. But not nicht das nicht in air. In Yoni is as also head in the etzem. Means the etzem commission was higher is not shaykhs that it should be we should be aware of it. It is that the etzem should be expressed, but not with the gdorim of Gilui, not with the properties of Gilui. The etzem commission should be expressed. So also the inyanim of etzem which are beyond gdorim of Gilui. Herzach nicht, and that gufa that's also in inyanim. Inyanim is not just Gilui Amar. Inyanim is that the etzem which is higher than Gilui, he should be nisgab. And some of that end. It's a klep design. Here, this lashon stand. It says, "Chag chazra kadosh baruch hu v'nistater bekam kisui." What's that? Nistater. Im mitzrat im ogahal. He came in a hiding way. He put on himself a mask. Good. So that's the word that he came in a eifin of his atf. He was misater. Yeah, that's the guy said yesterday another way, but we don't have to be. This is einzach. Let's me get to them. We should speak another prat more pratis or Yechavat Ares Yom Pashat the Cheshbon Pshat of what's being said over here. That was the mechuvan. So again, we should start going weiter. What should we do? Noch a prat from before, noch a prat here.
Before even that.
Before. Huh? This is just the first line, so we'll see what's the Shinachabart. This is so according to this, turning to till now. So what's the nekuda of what's the fact that the very fact that the air could be an eifin of his almas. Is that the air could be in a tnu of his pashtus. Not only his pashtus, in other words, he could be his bleak vul could be expressed. He could be mizgal, and not only be mizgal in lifnats, even in velt can zecher. The ain't stuff of the air. The bleak vul could be a property of bleak vul in velt. We could see an Indian of unlimitedness in velt. So then he's pale in a way of openness. He's pale in a way of gili. Seherzach ain't stuff. Seherzach bleak vul. Then there's another eifin. Can come in avek from his almas. This ain't stuff. Ain't stuff is not limited that he has to be in a eifin. That his bleak vulius is open, is expressed openly. He could function a way that his muhus, let's say, is not expressed openly, and that brings out the mile of higher than gili. But according to that, so the Rebbe says, and that's the main knage that the Rebbe speaks in the end of the Maamar. So even in this eif, kommt in weg von his almas, and the mekabel is not margishim. It comes in of his almas, and that's ilu in the air. There is a thing that it's not ilu in the air. Let's say there would be in Yoni is but the air can come in his almas, and that's taka in niflamay that the air could come his almas. But what's that his almas? So he could come in a way that his mohus is not expressed openly in the makom where he comes. So it ends up being the makom where he's being Meir, The makom which is nivra al de alavush is a makom which is a pel meruchik from him. We're saying the fact that Erkin Pearls and Nazamas of David of Amos, that's the Vem, it's at the Ilya. But Lopoyo, the Makam is taken no Sheikhs. So those like the Rebbe Nachvait and the Kavanah said Simtsum is this whole Indian that who at me in the Slavish Levushim is as Eich der Makam Zolvern Zayn. And that's the Ilya with the Rebbe Retta. That's the main Ilya with the Rebbe speaking about the Heder Agili. We'll see. I think that's another Taich. What's up, Shat Heder Agili? We'll see. Not that it could be, and he could come in different of hell. Not only were there areas mispashit. That, in other words, two if I say how we can design felt bottle elikus, or because elikus is Meir, so about the felt is going to be bottle. If it's Meir, ain't stuff. I mean, mizatanes, everything's is bottle elikus. You have another. Even if the world is not going to be margish elikus, even as nishtak in this, a nivra mitzat his Indian is going to be drawn to the Eibishter. That brings out a deeper elite elikus. In order for the Vel to be what the Lakus is nishvail because the Eibishter overwhelms everything. So Herzach Blikvol wird aus this battle. So bleiben the Metzias von der Welt. Yeah, I feel as with bleiben the Metzias von der Welt, the world mitzadatz is. We'll see the problem. I'm just saying very clearly as I've heard. The Likud of the coming in of his almas is that in order for the in Yoni is as a cheren that ain't stuff in the Lakus. That hulavadi of Einzelas. In other words, let's say Vel should be battle Lakus. In order for this Indian to take place, that everything is as sedon nor the Eibishter, it's not it's not mugbal in them. That as after cheren ain't sof begoli, and through that everything is battle. I feel that's herzach nicht als ain't sof begoli. The Mehusa can sich durchführen, afilu durch hell. So the premise of Tzimtzum is not that he's not shayches to the mokim. That the premise in it is to uftan through the air coming in this mode that even a makim which is bechitzanius and megilui Shloime has in telikos, he's also batal telikos. That will see that but there is a lot of because that's l'chore what the Rebbe is saying. But I was saying till now the Indian so the Rebbe doesn't touch ice the iluim of that in. This Indian is l'chore the best already make them is. You see what the see Teres Hamagin you'll see where. Is that the earth comes in Eifin of Helam and Ein Shach Shar Gishu. That means that the Mokim, the Mekabel, is taka detached. It's Kenzach Hashtern Elukus. He can't be bottled Elukus. So Elukus is Blikvol, this Mokim is Gvol. You say a big uftu. The fact that Elukus can be Mahaven, Eifin of Gvol, that Pelagodl Mai. And that shows that either a floss they're fine. But the Pel, the Mokim is Gvol. And Ismail is not shaykhs that he should identify, let's say, as long as battle very Salakus. He could have heard the fact that he exists is mitzad the ili nifla of the air, but the pile the makom stays full and the air is blikful. So he's munotik. So then break this nishta ze. Come over to Teres Magid. So before I get there, I just want to show you the ace first. It says mizam move on shetzimtzum im labim in echar helen tachlis kavana ein shishar zu velamas kim sheyavoyu v'yimshuchu lemat lemakim she'adam nimtza. And people and the Adam as Erzal Nischaber. See, the Lashon is very strong. The Rebbe says a very strong herz of the meaning. Look at the Lashon, the next line. Shemizenir, just look, listen. Shemizenir Shalamala, the gets Ein Yoni Shu Helen. Sheini Shaykh Lamakum Shabim Misalim, El Shanasis Achdus, Vuveifim Primi. Ad Sha Adam Perish, Ve'el Lamalim is Achel Makadish Baruch. What's the Rebbe saying over here? Not the Pshat that the Helam is naif, that the air bleibt. He's not Shaykhs to the Mokim, Vuar Kumtan. As if a contention is almost says that he's not expressed. So and the melee comes in a hidden way. What I mean comes in so the makim for the air kumtan is takamudlo from him. He's not shaykh that should be meir in that makim. Any shaykh la makim should be humislavish. And them sagt das nicht das. The Kavanah said zum is that the makim should be mislavish, which is bechitzen is Shloime has him to the air. He should be this achad betachlas with the air.
If you have Heder Agilis, then how does already have
this is Heder Agilis. Means mitzad if the erud in Yanni would be when you're mugder in the Heder Agili, so the only way for a nivra to be batal talakus is if he's margish talakus. A nivra is gvul. If a lakus would be mugder in Agili, then there wouldn't have been a mitzias which is shalei behesin talakus, because hulavadi of einzelas. If you're mugder in Heder Agili, so what does it mean hulavadi of einzelas? That there is nothing else besides for him. That there's literally only him. If the Eibush ain't stuff and it's begili, what does it mean? It's begili. Begili means that this Indian, that's the factual mitzvahs. Begoli b'chitzenis, adash lech begoli. The fact that even if that the Eibush Ein Sof is not limited, the fact that there's only him, is not limited to the fact that there's literally Begali Bechitzenius only him. His Ein Sof is beyond the Gdarim of Gilui. He's not movable in the Gedra of Gilui. That means that even if Begali Bechitzenius, so that Zweite Metzias, that Metzias Guf is Geminis Achad with him. The Blikvol of the Eir is not Mugder, the Gedra of Gilui. The Blikvol, he's Amitis Ein Sof. Amitis Ein Sof beyond the Gdarim of Gilui. We'll see the Prat. I'm just saying the Rebbe touches is what's the Azebot when you can't mean the Hellemus Nefen that he's not Shaykh to the Mod. So the Rebbe is Shaykh to the Mod. We'll see from Van and Stam to Mini, but this is also a part of Heder Agil.
Didn't we, based on terms of Hashem, isn't Heder Agil is just our Gvul?
Right. That he
Our
comes.
Gvul brings out.
No, that he comes in the way of Helen. The mile is that he comes in the way of Helen. This is Slavish.
Regular our Gvul makes the never be Sanktadish. If
That's
the our
what
Gvul
Rebbe
was Begila, that would be.
Oh, if the air would be Begilui, then it would be the Bittul HaNivra. If it's Mera the Nivra Blikvol, or air, whatever the Tunu is, then it can be a Yesh.
But we already said the R is already Heder Agil, so it's not right. It's not R.
So the fact that he can be in a Tunu of his alms, the fact that he can function in a hidden mode, that's because he's not limited to the Gdarim of Gilui. Now, what the Rebbe is saying, what's the Teichen over here? What's the Indian in there? That he comes in the Eifen of Nela. Just to bring out the fact that he's not Mukhar and Gedra Agil, there's a deeper Indian over here. What I'm saying is there's Kama Iluyim, but Makana Reis bring in the fact that the air is Musal. The Rebbe is going to speak over here a certain Indian in the Eifen of Heaven, which is Nevea, a certain Ilui in the Etzel, which is brought out in this Eifen of Heaven. You understand what I'm saying? That's because the Friedrich continues in the Sif that Lamai is the Hemshech Advarim, he's the Mashal Rav Talmud, that the Nekudas that Shivini Teis of Kamayu. This is really not the Hemshech Advarim, usually the Maamarim goes piece by piece, and here is already jumping already to all the. But this is Negeya to understand was fara ilu, was fara inin in etzem bertzacharis praktur helim. There's kami inyanim in helim, kami ifanim in helim. So the Rebbe is saying the fact that the helim ha'ir is an ilu that brings that's neveh mitzad etzem. There's this eifen of helim.
Wait for the East from our mind, is that what you're into the line case? Maybe Africa.
Yeah, but I understood the
fact that you know
that he's saying here that it's higher than Gedra Air means the Air mitzvah that's Mizgili. Lashon before.
No, it's how they say that.
Where do you say that?
Bottom. Of Gimel. Is that what you?
Yeah, who's out there?
For at least that's what the Friedrich Rebbe is saying. There was a symptom in order to create a
what's the Kavanah Sat Simsum? This Indian also. According to this beer, the Kavanah Sat Simsum of Silik is also this Indian. According to this beer of Rav Magid, so it's not only the Kavanah Simsum of the Erak Vol is this Indian, also the Silik of the Erak Blikvol is not the Shem Helen.
Keep reading it like that's what the Friedrich Rebbe say over here. You being the in the Maamar, there's a Derech on
But I'm saying, but this word that the Rebbe says here, that the kavan of tzimtzum is that even the mitzias, which is ve'emes, that if there would be Begili, but the chalachilish you make a mitzias, lahem makom limit the seilus. It's that Gili or there's only nisin asmanga for mitzias of yesh. What's the mitzad tzimtzum gavana mitzias? Different efanim, tzimtzum derech siluk, there's tzimtzum derech helam achar helam, but there's gavana mitzias. What's the kavanah sin? Should be a mitzias, and we should bring out that the Eibusha doesn't need Gili to bring out the Ma'alas Helam, or the kavanah is that even a mitzias could be misached with him. That even a mitzias of a yesh, the ain't of velikus is not mugbal, that it has to be expressed only in the mode, that there's only him and nothing else is. That mitzvah ain't stuff is that there is something else on eres ichbad.
Does the Ur cause that also, or is it something else?
So that's this Inyan was licht in Simtzum. This Inyan that even a mitzias, the Rebbe says in the Maamar of Aisha's Begani mit Gimel that the Rebbe attaches this, which says in the beginning of some above the Yitzchayim. But basically, the Rebbe says is the fact that Lifnat Simsim there was Lahei Makam Lemid Sailums. Through Aveda there's a mitzias, and the mitzias can be a diraleis barach tachtein. This Inyan that Alakus is nice that these afachim of a mitzias and Afa Bekeni's bottle that's expressed through Simsim. Because Simsim is Rebbe brings over the prat. I'm just saying that's a minion. The fact, the Tnu of Simsim expresses the Inyan Atzmi Alakus, which means that this Inyan Atzmi, a Metzias can Eich sein. Is Eichet adir sein. That's and thus the Mechum Masmereta. The Kavana, the Rebbe Reta is not the Etzem Inyan, the is on this God and the Lakus is not Muchach in the Gedra Gidul. It can be Behel, not it can be Behel. That even in a place of Helim, is also him. Even a place which is not him, which is Yeshis, Mitzias, which is the way Mitzad this Alma Sa'er, Mitzad the vantage point of that Mitzias can a Ze'ech sein, and it's Chaber and it's Aleph and Mitzad.
Accomplishing the Yichudos.
That's what I'm saying, because the Tzimtzum is a word in the air. It's nicht gezweite Sache. And I'm saying es can sein that the Etzem meaning of Tzimtzum, that to bring a Devish as a Muchach in air at all, there's not Muchach in Gilui, that's in Yonah of Kelim. That's not the Tzimtzum of the air. But Sared the air in Saflam Allah, I think it's not the Erin of Kelim and Rishimu, the Erin of Erin or Kelim itself. The fact that Erin Saf is pale in the Eifin of his Almas, the Kavana Sa'er is not Stam this Almas Sa'er. The Kavana Sa'ir is that his espashtus, the Gili, is not limited to being an Eifin of Gili. That's what I'm saying. But the Chare is bringing that the Eir hadn't sich ein von Helim. So there's in Helim that Kalim have, and there's in of Helim that the Eir hadn't sich ein von Helim. What's the difference in the Helim of Eir and the Helim of Kalim? The Helim of Eir is that even that his espashtus is not limited to the Galim of Gili. The fact that Hula Badi Hu is not limited to the Gather of Gili. Echad Aniver was his Amitzis can vary sein. There's the meaning of as Chareis, it should be expressed that the Eivisha doesn't need Giluk. It's not Chazak. That's not the Nikudas. That's not the Lamala in the case of the air. That could be the. These brothers don't say it. I'm saying the point that Rebbe teaches that the Smeret that Tzimtzum is not Stam Tzimtzum. A race wise in the Eivisha is not. Is the Yichol Tishalei Lahor. The Nekuda is that even a Metzias can bear sign. That's the Nekuda that Rebbe is speaking of here. And versteht noch Siddistakan that the Koyach for this Indian was also expressed through Tzimtzum. But even Kali we say Tzimtzum is the Aliyah Sa'ir Ba'atzmas. But there's common yonims, so to speak. We speak about the Etzem which is higher than Gilui. In fact, there's not Muchach and Eir B'chlal. But Amal state the word that mitzad the fact that it's Nirgash, the Indian Etzem which is higher than Eir, so even a Metzias could be bottled in. It could be the Yichud of Metzias and Yesh and Eir.